The city of Thunder Bay will not be declaring a state of emergency on homelessness despite pleas from Indigenous leaders. An open letter to the mayor reads, in part, this crisis has gone on long enough. There will be people sleeping outside tonight as the temperatures reach dangerous levels. The letter, signed by the Fort William First Nation, the Anishinaabe Nation, and several local social groups that argue hundreds of people living in freezing temperatures is an emergency and needs to be addressed as such. Joining us from Thunder Bay this morning is Globe and Mail reporter Willow Fiddler. She's been covering this story. Willow, Thunder Bay experienced, like a lot of cities in this country, a brutally cold January. And according to a report from October of last year, 650 people, just over, were experiencing homelessness in that city. You've been out there. So what is the situation like in the region right now? What does it look like on the ground?
Well, I mean, like much of the rest of the province and country, we're not seeing homelessness getting any better. In Northern Ontario, the number of Indigenous people in particular experiencing homelessness has doubled. Actually, sorry, correction. The number of homeless people in general has doubled in Northern Ontario since 2021. That outlook is not looking any better, where projections say that that number is going to double again by 2035 under current economic conditions. We know that the number you showed there, 652 homeless in Thunder Bay as of last year. About 78% of those are Indigenous people coming from, rural and remote communities in the region.
Yeah, and part of we know that the issue of housing and homelessness is increasing from city to city. Some of that is due to the affordability crisis as well. A woman was tragically found dead at a city bus shelter just last month. What kind of impacts have we seen on the unhoused population during this crisis, in particular this winter?
I mean, Thunder Bay is not, unique in this situation, but it kind of is. We know that, urban centers in cities like Thunder Bay, Indigenous people are more likely to experience homelessness than non-Indigenous people. Here in Thunder Bay, it is a service hub for dozens of remote and rural communities and First Nations. And I think it really highlights kind of where the gaps are in those services. The woman who died in the bus shelter last month was a cancer care patient who was staying at a hotel, which is the reality for medical patients traveling from the remote north here to Thunder Bay. And that's kind of the reality of what we're looking at every day on the ground here.
Thunder Bay, as you mentioned, is considered this hub, and the mayor, Ken Boshkoff, has acknowledged that this all represents a crisis, but says that the city will not enact an official state of emergency. We know that a state of emergency would release funds, which would allow local groups to ask. I'll add that we did reach out to the mayor's office. They did not respond in time for this interview. But what reasons did the city give you for not wanting to declare a state of emergency?
They didn't really give a lot of reason. They did acknowledge, that it would be a tool they could use. I'm not sure if they maybe don't know exactly what it would provide. As mentioned, it would expedite kind of the resources and funds needed from, provincial and federal governments. They're kind of leaning on their efforts now, which includes, they implemented their severe weather plan, which includes adding more emergency shelter beds, extended hours for, outreach services, the mobile van, the transit care bus. And then the longer term plans for the city is this 80-unit temporary shelter village that is in the works and expected to be opening and operational by spring or summer of this year.
Well, we know that last night and tonight, temperatures will continue to sit below zero in the city of Thunder Bay. Willow Fiddler, reporter with the Globe and Mail, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.